Hello guys, welcome to the first episode of the MMA series presented to you by Soul of Warriors or SOW Studios.
He's tapping. It looks like he tapped. The Beaker Magomedov. The eagle rises again. He chokes Justin.
Did you notice anything similar? Watch again.
Choke by the Magomedov. Oh, as Gaethje goes that choke. He's tapping. It looks like he tapped. The Beaker Magomedov. The eagle rises again. He chokes Justin.
Anything? Not yet? Okay, let me clear that out. The attire and gear used by Bruce Lee in this scene is quite the same that is used in modern day MMA. Don't you think? Look closely. The gloves, the bare body, the throws and even the crucifix. These moves are not quite the moves used in Wing Chun or Kung Fu, that which Bruce Lee is known for, and are used extensively in MMA today.
UFC KOs round 3. And now he points those toes to the.
Now I keep saying MMA a lot. But what is it? The word MMA stands for Mixed Martial Arts and was first coined in the year 1995 during a fight by commentator Rick Liu. But in reality, it was Bruce Lee who paved the way for true mixed martial arts. When he understood the limitations of the particular martial arts that he practiced, Wing Chun, he then started developing a new sort of martial arts by combining the best moves and techniques from various fighting styles into one, which we today know as Jeet Kune Do. But it was not then when the mixed martial arts made it to the hearts of the fight fans globally. The year was 1993. A Californian businessman, Art Davey, teamed up with Rorion Gracie, a descendant of the Gracie family, the family that created Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, right, and formed the Ultimate Fighting Championship or UFC. The plan was to determine which fighting style would be the most effective in a real scenario of a fight. Initially, there were no rules to the sport and no division of weight categories as well. Fighters from various martial arts backgrounds competed against each other to determine the winner, and it was an instant hit for the first event itself. And UFC continued its journey to do 3 more events. Eventually, in the subsequent events, more rigorous rules were implemented for the safeguarding of the fighters. As a result of these newly implemented rules, the fighters began to adopt new efficient techniques from more than one martial arts style. This helped in creating a style of fighting which was totally different and is today known as mixed martial arts or MMA. Something similar to which Bruce Lee did back in 1965, and as all mixed martial artists would agree to, is that the father of mixed martial arts is none other than Bruce Lee.
The things us martial arts draw from today, he came up with a lot of that stuff. Like, where do you come up with this stuff?
Bruce Lee is the man. Bruce Lee is the reason why most of these guys are in mixed martial arts. I mean, he's the first guy that actually got to be, thought of as, the baddest dude in the world.
You ask any fighter out there growing up who their inspiration was, everybody says Bruce Lee. The Gracies were founding fathers of the actual UFC, but I think the sport of mixed martial arts was started by Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee's movies, Bruce Lee's philosophies, just Bruce Lee's image alone is very powerful.
I think he was one of them guys that made martial arts mainstream. Before the UFC, before any of this stuff was about, guys wanted to be Bruce Lee.
It just makes you feel powerless because no one's going to be like Bruce Lee, no matter how much you study or how much you know or how much you strive to be that type of person. He's just a truly extraordinary, one-of-a-kind individual.
You talk about Chinese boxing. How does it differ from, say, our kind of boxing?
Well, first we use the feet.
Second to none.
And then we use the elbow.
Greco-Roman skills like beautiful elbow.
Use the thumb.
You name it, man. We
use it all.
You have to, you see, because, that is the expression of the human body. Everything. Not just the hand.
There's no debate. Bruce Lee is definitely the father of mixed martial arts.
If you're gonna say father of mixed martial arts, it's gotta be Bruce, really. He's before anyone else. He's the first one who really said to put it all together. He had the little shorts on too. That's about as close as you could get to what the UFC and the MMA was, 25 years later.
I would agree with Dana White that he is one of the pioneers of mixed martial art.
The reality is, everybody has been a part of this evolution. From Benny the Jet Urquidez to Joe Louis to all these guys, to Joe Louis the boxer too. And the list goes on and on and on.
Oh man, that is the Karate Kid.
And when you're talking about combat, well, if it is a sport, now you're talking about something else. You have regulations, you have rules. But when you're talking about fighting as it is,
No rules.
with no rules,
Real fighting.
well then, baby, you better train every part of your body.